What's up, everyone? Today is January 19th. It's currently 1:15. We are doing something a little different today. I know that the stream is a little later than normal. We are also thinking about changing our stream time so that we can include all of the information that we get for the beginning of the day into one stream instead of having to divide into multiple streams just to get the information live to you guys. So just bear with us. We are working out the times to see when we're going to start the stream and what we're going to mention on the stream so that we can make this easy for everyone from the people in the United States as well as across the world from us. So we need to compensate for everyone. So some of the things I wanted to discuss today is candle closure, crucial timing, and risk management, or risk worth. And then we'll finish off the stream with some more questions from our Phase 1 members, and we'll go over all of the questions that you have. So, one of the things that I want to jump into is Metatrader. So this morning, we had an interesting play out. So right here for New York Open. All right. And if you look at your phone and then come to the computer, it looks completely different. So that's why you see me kind of I'm looking for what I'm explaining. On the phone, I am waiting for the new server boost so that we can upload over 8 megabytes to the Discord server. But this morning I posted a current entry for a trade that I made earlier for the New York session. And you can see in there, I drew a white line going across. It was just a trend line, so it didn't show me what the coordinates was of it. But this was the play out of what happened for New York Open. So we'll go to the line chart and we'll mark out our time. So one of the main things that stuck out to me was this support, because it was a resistance, now it's a support because price is above it, and now we're testing the top side of the level. So now we have rejection here. So this is working into the New York Open right about here. So we had 3 forms of rejection, 2, and then we came back up. So now the candle closed, and in the time of us looking at the trade, we should have developed a no trade range, because obviously we can see that the price is consolidating. Now we want the price to break the levels. So some of the main levels that I had, of course, is our whole numbers, 114.5. So that's what I'm looking at, 114.5, and then 114.4. And then if we were going to go up, 114.6. And if we go down, 114.3. And the next one under that is 114.2. But this is outside of session time. This is where the crucial times come in. This is outside of session time. So disregard what's happening now. We'll go back. Pretend like you can't see current price. So it's just these candles right here. So as the New York session opened, which was this candle, it came to a close. Bring this up some here. All right, so the price did not close. This is where it's very, very important to continue watching the price on how it reacts approaching that open time. Let me share this link to the Discord so that you guys can join in. All right, so you could see as we approach the 15-minute candle open, this is the new hour candle and the last hour of the 4-hour candle. So you could see we're sitting at 114.5. We're just sitting in that area. Price could not close above it. Price could not close above 114.5. And our major level at 114.547, because this is our highest level to need to break in order to get to our 114.6 level. So that has to close. It has to give us some type of indication of volume to want to continue up. So you could see it started dropping back down as the session started to progress. And now we're back below 114.5. So in this time, I sold. At this time I bought here. And I rode it up to 114.5. Kind of got a little extra as it came up and extended to 114.532. I'll get you the exact numbers on that. 114.522. 522. Change that. Make it green for now. So I entered here. And I got out at 114.476. Make this one red. 114. 476. Okay. All right, so we sold here. See, price was not closing above 114.5 as we're approaching. We're progressing into New York session. So you have these two candles that are rejecting our resistance level of 114.5. So as we're extended, it's not showing me any signs of volume. So I decided to sell. I sold at the highest point we could at 114.522 right here. Here's my entry point, and I got out at 114.476. The reason I manually got out at 114.476 is because we weren't outside of the no trade range yet. I just so happened to get an entry while it was extended to the point that it was at 522. So I decided to sell. Took advantage of the range it had to come back down towards 114.4 in case it did do what it did and came all the way down to 114.255. So that's over 200 pips that we would have caught on this trade if we would have held it. So that 305 pips we would have caught if we would have just held that one trade. But like we always say, expect 10 and you'll be happy. We caught 46. 46 out of 300. So that shows you the potential we have off of our analysis. So as the session progressed, we opened up a new 4-hour candle right here. So this candle is the beginning of a new 4-hour candle. You can see that we came from 522 and we pushed down below 0.5 and it closed at 114.448. Now, this is giving us a sign of rejection from the resistance level of 114.522 to continue into the direction to fill the larger daily candles, which is over here towards the left, and we tapped 114.2. So if you go in your higher time frames, you'll see that that's just candles off to the left. So we're just testing this range right here on your lower time frames, which is just a lot more candles. It just happened over a longer period of time ago. So that would have been your new 4-hour candle in momentum. Wait for the candles to close outside of the no trade range and then execute. So you can see come 8:15 we had the momentum, and then 8:30 we opened up and we started breaking outside of our no trade range. Now the range support is at 114.421, but our major support is 114.4. So now at 15 minutes, once we closed below 0.40, I knew, okay, yeah, we're below a major level. So I took another sell at 114.372. So we'll put another green one. 114.372. We'll make that green. Cool. And then now we'll do red one at 114.361. So just like that. Now, this wasn't the largest range that I would have liked to get. Our stop loss was hit, but we did catch 10 pips. I set my stop losses a little too early. So you could see it pushed all the way down into here. I sold here, it pushed down, and I would have gotten 158 pips. Well, being that I waited to get my Stop loss set at 114.361. That was the mental area if we were ever going to come back to. I didn't want it to go past so that I didn't lose the profits that I made. The stop loss was there to help me save the money so it would just cancel the trade. Well, I didn't set my stop loss close enough, so it ended up pulling back. We still got 10 pips off of the trade, but if I would have been watching instead of just setting the stop loss, I could have manually gotten out and I would have had 148 pips. So I caught 10 and I lost on 148. So that's okay. And as you can see, it kind of trickled down. We're still below 114.3, and it's just consolidating between 114.3 and 0.2. So out of the whole day, we're up in percentage, but the market is down. So and this is just what's happening right now between 0.3 and 0.2 is what happened in the past on your higher time frames, your daily time frames. This is the major support and resistance levels that you see bouncing back and forth. So eventually I can see price coming back down to here because momentum came down, kind of like pointing down. It came back up more than 50%, but it can't close. It hasn't closed above 50%. So the way that the candle is closing, it's still showing that there's momentum to continue down. The way that the market structure is building itself, it's developing a downtrend. See where I drew this line? This is just the weekly low. So come tomorrow, Friday, let's see what kind of news, kind of fundamentals they have. Let's see. Let's see. 30. Ah, that's why the market's kind of acting weird. There's WEF Annual Meetings. So this is meetings held by Davos and attended by central bankers, prime ministers, financial ministers, trade ministers, and business leaders for over 90 countries. Most meetings are open to the press, and officials usually talk to the reporters throughout the day. Comments from central bankers and other influential officials can create significant market volatility. So that explains a whole bunch. This week seemed odd. Everything kind of looks abnormal on the way that the market's playing out. It's because there's central bank meetings going on right now. There's very, very, very important decisions being made right now about the market we're looking at. This is only day 4. And this is straight from the World Economic Forum. So if you guys want to go ahead and watch the agenda, that's what it's called, the Davos agenda, 17th through the 21st. This is accelerating and scaling up climate innovations. So this is going to have a very, very large impact. Going green on day 3 of Davos agenda. Well, we're more than halfway through the Davos agenda. Today we heard Olaf Scholz and the new federal chancellor of Germany in the special address. We also hosted sessions on Latin America featuring the president of Colombia, Costa Rica, Ecuador, Guatemala, and Peru. Energy transition and accelerating climate innovation featuring Bill Gates, John Kerry, and more. It was a great day that featured plenty of discussions on the future of the environment and our planet. Here are 3 key takeaways. So, you guys can watch that. I'll give that a post in the Discord. All right, now we're posted. So we have some very, very high impact news. This is going not, it's not only going to impact for today, but for years to come. With decisions that are made in these meetings aren't just for the day, it's for years and years to come. They're laying out infrastructure and groundwork for our future innovation of the economy. And we all know that our economy is blown to crap. So there's a lot of stuff going on, especially if you guys join our private mentorships and you hear us talk a lot about the new blockchain systems and infrastructures that's being implemented in banking protocols. This all has a lot to do with what's going on in the economy right now. So, another thing that I wanted to talk about, our crucial times. We can't trade outside of those crucial times because there's no volatility. There's no liquidity in the market to drive the price. And we have to think logically about how the central banks are operating. I mean, our banks and institutions, not central banks specifically. I mean, they do have a part in it, but I'm talking about Wall Street, uh, whatever streets in China. I don't know what they call it, but the trading center, the World Trade Centers. You have to play along with the times that they trade. So that's where, if you go in our Discord channel and go to the resources, you'll see the 24-hour market clock. This explains a whole lot of detail of what happens at certain times in the market and pretty much how to take advantage of them. Uh, so you can always read about that, and that's why we use it, because we can see the most potential times to trade and have the price drive our trades in our direction. And that's why we implement market direction, momentum, uh, sniper entries to get that perfect execution, and waiting to trade outside of our no trade ranges. Wait for the candles to close. It comes down to very crucial timing so that the trade has enough time to sit, not hit the stop loss, but still fluctuate as it needs. So coming towards the end or middle of the 4 hour, I would say middle of 4 hours. Uh, we're on the 9 o'clock now. So right on this candle, right at 9 o'clock, we started pushing below our support level. We ended up closing, pushing all the way down into the lower 200s. So this is where risk worth on what I wanted to talk about. Is it worth the risk to take outside of the no trade range and the amount of pips the market had already moved before you were able to enter? Now, one of the most important things you have to keep in mind is your spread prices. If your spread prices are high, it does not even pay to look at the chart because you're already going to be paying so much in between the bidding and asking price. We want to keep very, very low spread prices. And if you're on your computer, you can see that by going to, it's called Market Watch. A hotkey would be Control M, and then you can drop it down, and if you right click, it'll give you a bunch of options to display on the side of the pairs. And one of the things that I like to have is the spread price. So it shows me the spread prices for each pair right here on the third column at bidding, ask, and then our spread prices, and then it shows me the high and low of the day. but I have this expert advisor on the right side of my screen. It shows me candle time, daily low, daily high, the spread price here, and then current price. And then the other two things you see is connected straight to my FX book so that you can see the stats of our previous progress and continuing into the future. So, spread prices are very, very important. You can see the price always came back. We had 10 pips away. We had 40 pips away. 60 pips. So the spread prices always came back to where I had my stop loss, 114.361. And it pushed down 1, 2, 3, 4 times at a max of 153 pips. Even though it went 153 pips 4 times, it came all the way back 5 times. And it still isn't lower than what it did the second time. So the risk that you would have taken on just trying to get into the momentum late, you would have lost 3 times the amount of money because the spread prices took you out and the market fluctuated so much because the spreads start to increase as the trade centers are no longer active in the daily trade. I'm going to stress this as much as I possibly can, but we use leverage accounts for a reason. The banks and institutions don't need a third-party broker to leverage money just so that we can trade in the market. They already have the millions and billions of dollars of capital just to trade. So they don't need the market to move so much in percentage to gain so much in percentage because they're already leveraging their own money. So when it comes down to us, we have to make sure that we're leveraging correctly, risk management. We have to allow for fluctuation. We can't just willy-nilly throw the trade out there and then expect to turn out like the banks. There's $5.3 trillion moving through this every single day. As the little guys, we're just here to come and nitpick a couple pips out of the day and build our portfolio. This is where we step in and make it easy for everybody. If you aren't executing correctly, it would never work. Just by how many times the market would present something, but it never actually be there. You can see the price went down. 1, 143 pips. 2, 153 pips. 3, 78 pips. And then another 83. So it's still in that general area. So even though it went down, it came back up to those levels. The market didn't actually move after the session is finished. It looks like it moved because the bidding and asking price is moving up and down, but that doesn't mean people were actually bidding on it. Because the market is just an accumulation of orders. It's going to keep presenting new order coordinates so that people have an opportunity to get in at that point. And it's constantly changing. That's why we'll go back to Market Watch. If you open it up, you see the numbers changing red and blue, red and blue, red and blue. It's because the market's just going up and down, up and down, up and down. It's buying and selling all at the same time. Everyone in the world, everybody is able to trade on the world markets now. So this is why you see all these flashing blue and red so fast, is because the market is constantly fluctuating. Now we want to take advantage of that with the amount of people and the times, because we're able to get in the market before and be in while it happens. So it's just up to us to solve the probabilities and use the correct risk management in order to survive. So we had 3 trades this morning. I just wanted to go over how it was viewed, how it was analyzed, executed, and managed. Super easy. Like I said, we always expect 10 pips, nothing more. Whatever we get over, great. Just walk away, secure the bag, take what the market gives you because it'll take it back just as fast. We've been through many times, and if any of our members remember in 2016, that was not a fun time, guys. So always secure the bag, use stop losses, and learn from your mistakes. So I'm gonna go ahead and start on our questions. If anybody has any comments or questions about what we just talked about, you can always drop it in the comments. I'll go over that, or you can comment in the Bankroller community chat, and I can also see it there. Only thing is I cannot hear the live tune-ins because guess what? We still don't have our headphones. So, get started on the questions. We had some pretty good questions last time. We'll just pick about 4 or 5 of them. All right, let's see. All right, this one's a good one. Post this. All right, so how about your project 1 year, 5 years, and even 10 years in the future? Well, as a chairman of Ascendancy, we'll start with Ascendancy first. So asset preservations, we started the first year kind of just getting our prototyping done, finding buildings, resources, pretty much getting all the stuff together for mass production. So that's what we did the first year. The 5 year, we plan on mass marketing so that we can either do our pre-orders so that we have all the material and stuff we need ready for install. So the next 5 years, 5-6 years, will be the mass marketing on starting our installations and pretty much getting it all together, all the people who are in the community and are part of the blockchain networks, hosting conventions and attending conventions and presenting our product so that we can then sell it either to other companies or households. Our main target is households. Have everybody in the United States and world have a asset preservation apparatus installed in their house, and this is going to maintain all of the security of digital and physical assets in case of a house fire, flooding, earthquake, tornado, hurricane, EMP, a missile, 2 missiles, and a dragon. Let's say that. So that's the first 5 to 6 years, and then 10 years after, that is going to be a big year. That'll by 10 years, we plan to have all the kinks worked out. We want to have 100% smooth operation and at least sell 10,000 items. At least 10,000. Have 10,000 homes supplied with our apparatus to keep their digital or physical assets safe, and that'll be happy with me. As long as we're helping that many people, that'll be great. Also, to add, for the first year, we're also partnering with a lot of other good projects. XDC is the main one on our tongue right now. We're buying a lot of supplies to send over to them overseas for all the people in the Philippines that were had their homes destroyed by the Philippines by the tsunami and earthquakes. Of course, XDC, they take care of that, and that's what their utility is all about, is bringing that restoration to the communities that are destroyed. So we'll be sending supplies over there, water, rice, canned goods, pretty much all that stuff, and help help them build their project, as well as get our name out and show them the utility that we can provide as well. Work as a team together, because we're all here in a decentralized network trying to make our banking system work. So, Bankroll Solutions, it's already going on 7 years now. In 10 years, I plan to have over 10,000 members. I plan to have my headphones from Razer and Dart. We will do a special stream, especially for Dart, on the future plans. But Dart's white paper is in our Discord, so you can check out the plan that they have set for that and the steps they're going to be taking to achieve it. All right. We have another one. Can you let me know your white paper? The white paper is in our Discord under Dart white paper. We have photos as well as the PDF link, so that you can download it straight to your computer, send it to anyone, forward it, or read it right offhand. So you can find it there. First set of trust lines abandoned. No, my friend. Phase 1 was airdropped all of their tokens. Phase 2 was airdropped all of their tokens, and that was the only members that we airdropped tokens to. The next stage is going to be whenever we hit 100,000, and that will be the amount of Dart tokens distributed is to be determined by the Dart team based on market prices. So the fluctuation definitely impacts what the future future trust linees get. So just keep that in mind. What is your future project? Future project, we don't really have a future project. Really the main 3 branches we have now is the ones that we plan to maintain for a lifetime. So really no other future projects for ourselves, but as far as teaming up and marketing and advertising, we definitely plan on partnering with whoever. We have Hadalite, College Coin Network, Super Eagle Coin, Mega Man, and who else? Extrooms. And there was some multiple others. Zombie Zebras. We have multiple projects that we're incorporating into our marketing, just so that we could spread the word, have a nice community going, and build that sense of trust between you guys and us. All right, we have no question, but I wish you good luck, and I'm following since the beginning. Thank you. Thank you, whoever sent that. We really appreciate it. Do you see partnerships in the future? I did just go over that. We have a lot of partners that we plan on partnering with in the future, just to bring a new sense of marketing and advertising. All right, that seems to be it, I guess. No more questions in the chat. Do you have plans for listing on exchanges? Yes, we do plan on listing on the exchange, but we have to wait for the regulations to pass. We had a question on our last stream. What's the difference between our coin and all of the other ones on Twitter? Well, the main thing is that we're waiting for regulations. We aren't able to just go ahead and freely release everything we have because essentially we have a lawsuit that's pretty much fighting to say that they aren't doing anything illegal. Well, if they're doing it, we did it. So we're trying to avoid all of accusation and wait for the regulations for us to know for sure of what we're doing and know what to advertise. Because if Ripple would have said one thing different, we would never be in this lawsuit. But we do have a corrupt system that is trying to hammer down on the lawsuit and claim that this is a security. But the whole world claims this as a currency, not a security. So we know that there's some corruptness going on here. So, yes, we do plan on listing on an exchange, but like we said, we just have to wait for the regulations to finally pass so that we have the green light for our token to last, because we don't want to be put with the rest of them whenever Bitcoin and Ethereum finally start going down. We are ahead of the game. We have totally new technology that's out, ready to go, labeled as a currency, but we have a corrupt SEC that is trying to stop all of progression. So remain patient, and soon enough we'll have it listed on an exchange so that you can buy. But the idea is not to accumulate so much DART, but have it to use as an admission, discount, whatever it would be, whatever you choose for it to be. But the main reason is for the admission for the future events that we have. So this is kind of tying in the question that I was answering earlier, is in the next 10 years for DART and Ascendancy and Explicit Digital, and then That's Good Stuff. Those are all plans coming along so that we can host larger events in the future. So that DART is actually hosting a real physical art museum that people can then experience with all of the other partners and event hosting, and especially our own branches. We're going to be the hosts of those parties and events and meetings and conventions and stuff like that to bring the whole community together. Because one of the main things that we talk about is actually meeting our students and communities. How else are we going to build a stronger relationship other than meeting all of our people in person? So that's what we are planning for in the future, is just to have that opportunity to freely travel and bring you along in the process. And speaking of that, I will be bringing you guys along a lot more. I don't sit in the studio all day long in front of the computer. So I want to take you guys along and show you what I do on my off time, which is a good portion of the day. Take you behind the scenes of the movie sets and places that I go, and kind of just have fun other than work, which even me sitting here doesn't feel like work. I'm still having fun talking to you guys and hosting the stream for you. So I just feel we can get some other sense of representation. You guys can follow me along in my everyday life, and you know, do what the YouTube community wants to do, but make it more interesting. This is not just me here sitting in front of a computer. Has a lot more to do with it. I talk to a lot of people. We meet a lot of people. and I'm sure they would have fun meeting you all as well. So we have some more ideas. Just bear with us. We're seeing how to tie it all in and make it work. We want you guys to be as involved as possible. Speaking of that, we'll have an option to build some experience points in the Discord so that whenever we are streaming, you just check in. And that'll give us a list of people who we know is active in the Discord, the streams. We don't want pirates. We don't want people here just signing up for the airdrop, getting the free money, and then dipping. We don't want that. We want our long-term holders who we know are going to be here. We want you guys to reap the benefits. We don't want to just give away all of what we have to people who are just going to take it elsewhere. We want to make sure that it stays here and our true holders have what they want, and the pirates are gone. We're going to start doing some purging pretty soon. Possibly people who are inactive for over a week to start. So pretty soon we'll have a way so that you can gain some XP on your profile so that we can start telling who is active in the Discord. And it'll just be a little simple thing so that we can also grant giveaways and little bonuses here and there. So this is what's all tying in the stream. So that's pretty much going to wrap it up for today. Definitely wanted to make sure that I went over the closing times, the crucial times to trade, which is our session times, Asian session, London session, and New York session. We want to make sure that we're trading at those times only. If we come to the market late, don't stress about missing out on anything, because more than likely you'll just hurt yourself more. We always suggest just giving yourself about an hour, 30 minutes before the market even opens to kind of get a sense of how the market is reacting, how it's going to play out, and kind of get your probabilities together. You want to make sure that you have a mental note of everywhere and ask yourself, if this does this, what am I going to do? Just have all that mental list of things in your head so that once the session does open, you know how it's going to play out and how and what you want to see. Referring to that, we will have some notebooks pretty soon. We'll send out our journals. We'll have a Ascendancy branded notebook and pen so that you can write along with us. Write a daily journal about what you see, how you reacted, your daily plan, and all that good stuff inside of the notebook. And it's easy referenceable, and you can easily follow along on the streams. And going back to our roadmap in 5 years, for Bankroll Solutions, I am working on a hotkeys setup. So this is a project that I've been working on. I'll show you guys one of the pieces. All right, so we have our very own Bankroll Solutions keyboard. This is a A9 keyboard. See, there's only 9 buttons. This is going to be labeled and keyed program so that we can trade at the click of a button. That'll have a place trade, close trade, partial trade, open close chart, and auto stop loss, and then still thinking of the 3. So this is essentially what's going to be developed and available for Bankroll Solutions. Everybody will have their own mono keyboard so that you can just hotkey straight into the order board. You can follow along on the streams, and it'll be on screen. All it will take is a click of the button of placing the trade, closing the trade, and then taking partial trades. So all that will be programmed into the keyboard, and it'll look just like this. It's nice right next to your keyboard. Looks great, and it's just easy hotkeys. No more filling out forms. It'll all be done right here off the keyboard. So that is another product that we're working on for the next 5 to 10 years. And eventually we plan on selling a bunch of these. So stay tuned with that, and I'll make sure that I keep you guys updated as we keep going. But until then, we have to use the traditional mouse and keyboard and type in our orders. Till then, keep it classic. So we're gonna pretty much conclude the stream there. I want to thank everybody for liking and tuning in. If you could do us a favor and click this little button right here, that'll subscribe you to our YouTube channel. Get our subscribers up. It'll also build our algorithm of all of the people in the world that need these videos recommended to them. It might give them a little insight of what they did for the day and how they could improve themselves within Bankroll Solutions. So if you could just like and share, we really appreciate you all, love you all, and we will be talking to you later with the latest updates from Dart. Just waiting to hear from the founders of them and all of the most recent updates that they're waiting for from Sologenics. But until then, just stay tuned in our Discord and you will be updated. So I want to thank you all again. Everyone have a great day, great night, wherever you're tuning in from. And I'll be catching you on the next one. Peace.